Good morning, I'm Clinton Griffiths. The marketing year for the old crop is now complete, and USDA is revising production from last year as well as what's still left in the bin. The agency releasing its quarterly grain stocks report on Friday. It puts old crop corn at 1.36 billion bushels. Now that's down 1% from the estimate last month. And it's now revising corn production for last year down 15 million bushels. For yields, it's raising them up just slightly to 173.4 bushels to the acre. For soybeans, it's believed 268 million bushels are still in storage. That's down 2% from September. And it's also revising last year's soybean production down almost 6 million bushels from the previous estimate. Yields, a small revision there, up to 49.6 bushels to the acre. Wheat stocks coming in at 1.78 billion bushels, up again just slightly from a year ago. Ag Day's Michelle Rook also poring over the numbers. And Michelle, we also got a better look at wheat production.
That's right, with USDA also releasing the small grain summary. Now, in sum total, the USDA reports were bullish for corn with lower than expected quarterly stocks, but disappointing for soybeans with higher soybean stocks. Wheat numbers were also bearish with higher than expected production. USDA's 1.36 billion bushel quarterly stocks estimate on corn was bullish, as it's the smallest since 2013-14, plus 70 million below estimates, 90 million below ending stocks. That lower figure was in part due to lower production by 15 million, but also higher usage. I caught up with Matt Bennett of agmarket.net in the combine cab. He says the old crop corn market was giving signals of the tighter supply.
The whole system coming into harvest. I mean, most of these end users, most elevators, they had very little corn, if any, on hand. June quarterly stocks was a bullish surprise. June quarterly stocks, I'd said several times, the only way it could be a bullish surprise with demand where it's been, especially export demand, is that last year's crop gets adjusted lower. And that's what we had today. No surprise to me.
USDA also lowered soybean production 6 million bushels, but still ended up with a 268 million bushel carryout, which was above expectations, and 18 million above old crop ending stocks. Bennett thinks last year's corn and even soybean production may still be too high, though.
I think given demand and whatnot and seeing where stocks come in, it's really hard for me to think that that crop wasn't maybe overestimated a little more. But regardless, I mean, that's the final numbers for now. For me, carry out still coming in is a little bit more robust than maybe a lot of folks thought several months ago.
Wheat stored in all positions on September 1 was slightly higher than expected, but production in the small grain summary was bearish as well, with an increase in all wheat at 1.8 billion bushels. Much of that came from the other spring wheat category at 505 million bushels, which was nearly 60 million bushels higher than expectations and the previous estimate. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.